What is up, you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Mackenzie. If you're not new, thank you for coming back. So today's video, we're doing another mosaic, but we're gonna make a Halloween mosaic this time. So I've already got my design done. Here's what I'm thinking. I want it to look something like this. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. Of course, I'll give you guys better views in a second, but yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing in today's video, making a cool Halloween mosaic on top of this little mini antique table that I got at a yard sale. So if that sounds like something you guys are into, let's get started. Okay guys, so here is the little mini antique table that I'm going to be putting this mosaic on. I figured you guys are probably sick of watching me sand, paint, and finish pieces of furniture, so I just went ahead and did that already. Gave the whole thing a nice matte black coat and finish. So as you can see here, I've got my design, which I based on the size of this actual table. I made this design on my G-Pad on Sketchbook. So I've already made my design. I've already got my stencil pieces here as well. I made the stencil out of one solid sheet of paper using a little bit more of a durable paper and laminated it. So I've got everything cut out already. I am going to do the two bats evenly on each side of the moon, and I will probably raise the moon up to about right there in the finished piece. Anyway, so we've got everything ready to go. All we have to do is really start prepping our glass. So you guys know me, I like to hand cut all of my mosaic tiles, so we're gonna have to do that. And I'm going to leave all of these pieces solid. I really wanted the vibe of this piece to have that classic Halloween witch silhouette look. So my idea is we're gonna keep it that witch silhouette look, which means the trees, the bats, the witch, the cauldron, it's all going to be in a solid black glass. Then we're going to mosaic the background in a nice orange iridescent, and our moon is going to be a white iridescent. I think that'll look really, really cool. So I'm excited. Again, we're gonna leave these pieces whole, which means we're gonna have to pull out the ring saw and just do a little bit of cutting, and we'll probably grind all of our edges just because since we have to use the ring saw, those edges are going to be essentially ground. So I just want to even everything out. We're gonna grind all of the edges by the time we're done. So before we start cutting the glass, I just want to point out a couple things. So as you can see here, I've left space in between both the witch in the tree, the cauldron in the tree, and the witch hand that's holding the little spoon, and the spoon in the cauldron. So I wanted to leave a little bit of a gap. That way we can fill that gap with mosaic grout, just giving it a nice cohesive look versus butting up glass up against each other from solid piece to solid piece. Does that make sense? So we're ready to go. We got to get this glass cut, start making our mosaic tiles, and get this thing going. So I will transfer you guys over to my work table and we'll start cutting out some glass. Okay guys, so these next parts are going to be pretty tricky and we're going to have to do it strategically. So I am really, really wanting to get this tree cut out in one solid piece. That is including this sketchy little branch right here. So because of that, I'm making sure I'm leaving plenty of glass around it to get that limb cut out exactly how I want. So what I'm going to do is unfortunately waste quite a bit of glass here, but there's a reason behind it. So when I cut this glass, I'm going to cut right up here, leaving all of this glass in place. The reason I'm doing that is because again, this branch is going to be so tricky to cut out. We're going to need that glass around it to support the weight of the branch while we're cutting it out on the ring saw. So like I said, I'm going to leave this space right here and this space right here instead of trying to cut as much glass out as possible. So when we take it over to the ring saw, what I'm going to do, again, this will be where the glass is cut. So when we go in with the ring saw, I'm going to cut this section out first. Then we're going to cut this deep section right here very gently, and then last we will cut this section out right here. So that's the plan, and the reason I'm having it sitting inside the edge of the glass is because this edge, all edges of this glass, is not perfectly even. So I want to leave quite a bit of a gap on the top, bottom, and side to make sure that when I run my score, it's going to break perfectly and not snap somewhere I don't want it to, having to regrind that edge or recut it completely. So that's my plan. Again, you can kind of already get the vibe for what this is going to look like just seeing our stencils sitting on top of solid black textured glass. I'm really excited. So we've got our other tree over here. We've only got the bubbling cauldron, the little witch hand, and her spoon left for another piece of glass. So I'm just going to cut these out the same way I cut the moon out. Again, if you have any questions, I'll have my stained glass playlist linked down below. Alrighty guys, so we've got the usual suspects here. I've got my Gryphon convertible grinder and the Zephyr right here, the Gryphon Zephyr. So those are the only pieces that need to just be ground. All of these right here are going to need to be cut out on the ring saw. So because we're using black glass and a silver metallic Sharpie, I'm absolutely going to use this chapstick to help these lines stick in place. So before I start grinding, I'm just going to hit all of these edges with the chapstick. Okay, so we have officially cut out all of our pieces using the Zephyr and ground all of our extra edges. Really quick, I'm sorry if it's a little bit tricky to see just because it's black on black, but hopefully kind of as we get going through this mosaic, it'll be a little bit easier to see what's going on. So again, we cut everything out, everything is nice and clean. Just a reminder, yes, it's not that much of a big deal here because we're making a mosaic, but if you're gonna use something like chapstick or Vaseline to help keep your lines in place when using any type of ring saw, you really need to take extra care to clean that stuff off after. So just to stay in good habit, I cleaned it the same way I would if I was going to do copper foil technique stained glass. I rinsed all of this glass twice in the water bucket, kind of washing it with my hand. Then I took it to the art sink. Once I had it in my sink, I used a light scrubby brush, Dawn dish soap, and warm soapy water, and gave all of these pieces a really good scrub twice, not once, but twice. Our glass is clean, we're ready to go. And before we get going on the actual orange iridescent mosaic pieces, we want to glue all of these major design elements in place first, and then we'll kind of mosaic tile around them. So when I made this design, I took into account that I wanted to leave a little bit of that wooden edge around the table. So instead of pushing my glass all the way to the edge of the table, I'm leaving a little bit of that wooden edge visible, because once we go in and lay our mosaic grout down, it needs something to sit on. We'll be able to finish all of our edges with that beautiful mosaic grout. So with all that being said, let's just get these major design pieces glued down in place first, then we'll start working on the orange iridescent tiles. So to get this done, we're going to be using the usual. I got my little paint palette right here. I've already squeezed a little bit of Weldon Bond onto it. I've got a couple paint brushes here because I like to use these to kind of paint the glue in place or onto the back of the glass. Then I've got my little Cricut tweezers right here, and these help me pick up and place all of our mosaic tiles once we get to those. So again, before we get to the orange iridescent tiles, we've got to glue all of these pieces down first. So let's go ahead and get that done. Alrighty guys, now it's time for the fun part. So we've got all of our major pieces glued down and they're already starting to set, so they shouldn't move while we're kind of working around them. So now starts the tedious part. So I've got all of my orange iridescent mosaic tiles right here. I'm just going to pour a little bit out into this tray. I'm going to set that to the side right there. And per usual, I'm just going to do little sections at a time. So I'm gonna take my paintbrush and just simply lay down some glue in a small section and start laying down the mosaic tiles. Okay, so back-breaking work is officially over. We have completely finished laying all of our mosaic tiles, glasses in place, everything's glued down. Now all we have to do is wait. So I do wish we could finish this mosaic up right now. I am pretty excited with how it's looking so far, and I think that tells a lot on how you're gonna feel with a finished mosaic, because it makes such a difference once you put the mosaic grout on. That's like that finishing touch. It makes it look so much better. So I already am kind of enjoying this piece, so I'm really excited to see how much I like it after the grout is in. So anyways, everything is glued down, but we have to give this glue plenty of time to dry. So we're gonna have to give it at least 24 hours to completely dry. Then we can put our mosaic grout in. So again, I'm super excited. I'm glad the back breaking work is over. I'll have to show you guys the setup I've been sitting in for the many hours now that I've been doing this mosaic. So yeah, we've got to let this glue completely dry. It'll be only a few seconds for you guys, but I will see you guys in 24 hours to get this mosaic grout in and get this piece finished. Good morning, you guys. So I think we have given this glue plenty of time to dry. Now comes the fun part, the final step. Well, kind of the final step in making our mosaic. We've got to put the grout in. So I'm kind of nervous. So as always, I'm going to be using Jennifer's Mosaics indoor/outdoor powdered grout in black, but I didn't realize this is all the grout that I have left. Is this going to be enough? I don't know. Good news is we really only have to fill this space. This solid glass obviously doesn't need to be filled, just the orange mosaic tiles and the edge. So we'll see, but I'm nervous about that. Not sure how that's gonna turn out. So because we're working on a mosaic table, I can't put this up on my desk and give you guys the large view of kind of everything I'm working with. So I'm just gonna kind of be showing you all of the tools and materials I'm gonna be using to get this mosaic grout in place. So again, first up, we've got Jennifer's Mosaics. I get this right on Amazon, indoor/outdoor powdered grout. I've got a little measuring cup full of water right here. I've got disposable gloves, my little grout mixing bowl, and my little stirrer. Quite a few paper towels because we're gonna need that to clean up once our grout is drying. And then I've got a dampened sponge just for grout. So that's everything we're gonna be using. First thing we gotta do is mix up the grout. And this is kind of, I think, where I'm gonna get an idea if I'm gonna have enough or not. So let me just pour it into this bowl and see what we're really working with. I am really nervous. So that's about half of it right there. We're just gonna really have to try hard to make this stuff stretch. So if you've never worked with grout before, always follow the directions on whatever particular grout that you get. The approximate ratio is 3 parts grout to 1 part water. Let's see here, guys. I'm just going to slowly start adding in little bits of water at a time, like I said, until I get the consistency that I'm looking for. Okay, now that is the consistency I really like. I'm happy with that for sure. Very spreadable. Can you guys see what's going on here? So you do have the ability to spread it almost like frosting, but it is still thick enough to hold that thick sandy shape. Okay, so time to put on our gloves pretty quickly here, and we're just gonna start shoving this grout into the cracks of our mosaic. Okay guys, again, somehow, I don't know how, we've made that mosaic grout stretch across this entire mosaic. We literally had just enough to get this done. That was really lucky. That was cutting it close. We somehow had enough grout to get this thing done. Now all we have to do is wait. What we're really doing is just waiting for essentially the surface grout to completely dry. That way we can start to clean up all of this glass, because you don't want to let the grout completely dry. It's going to be an absolute mess and nightmare to try to get off the glass if it's completely set. So we're gonna give this about maybe 15 minutes to dry. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna start to clean up all of this surface grout that's on top of the glass itself. Okay, so we have given this plenty of time to really start drying, so I think we can start wiping the surface of this mosaic off. And I'm gonna be using a mixture of a few things, so dry paper towels, damp paper towels, and my damp little sponge right here. So first thing I'm gonna do is start with the larger sections of glass, and I'm just gonna try to get this grout off of the big pieces of black glass that we cut out on the Zephyr. All right, so now I'm gonna take a dry paper towel and just start wiping this grout off of the surface of the glass. And you'll see that there's a ton of grout all over the place. You really do want to try to avoid picking up any grout from in between the cracks, and we're really just focusing on the surface of the mosaic pieces. Okay guys, so I'm just going to zip through this boring part. As I said, I'm just going to be alternating back and forth between using dry paper towels, damp paper towels, sweeping the surface off, just doing my best to gently get all of this grout off the top of our glass. Alrighty, that is looking pretty darn good if I do say so myself. I am pretty happy with how this is looking so far, guys. So now we've got to wait again. We have got to let this grout completely dry before we can seal it. I always like to seal the grout just for easy cleaning and keeping all the moisture out of it. So we're gonna let this grout completely dry. Our surface is totally clean. I don't see any of that surface kind of haze that the grout leaves on any of the glass. So I'm happy with it. So we're gonna let this grout completely dry, then we're gonna come back and seal it. Okay, so I have given this grout plenty of time to dry, and I think it is ready to be sealed. So I think it's all set to go, and as always, I'm going to be using this grout sealer. Again, you can get this right on Amazon. I'll have everything linked in my description down below that you guys saw me use in today's video. So this is going to help seal the grout joints and keep everything looking new and make it easier to clean. So I can just spray on top of it and then quickly wipe off the surface, but I do like to go in with a very small paintbrush the areas that I can. So I'm probably going to take this paintbrush and paint all of the outside edges, paint these edges in between all of our shapes, and then for the actual mosaic tiles, I'll probably just spray it right on top, then take a damp paper towel and quickly wipe the surface off, just so we don't have this grout sealer sitting on top of the tile, again making almost a cloudy look to the surface. Okay guys, our mosaic is officially done. I know you've been looking at it this whole time, but I'm gonna give you guys some better lighting, get rid of these bright filming lights, and we can take a look at the final reveal of this mosaic project.